And welcome back. Well, it is a difficult decision to leave your home after a number of years and perhaps even a lifetime. But it's a decision facing seniors and in some cases children deciding for their parents.
Pam Foti and Jenny Wagner are with Vesta Senior Network. They want to make the path to senior living easier on you and your family. Welcome, both of you.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
It's great to be here.
It's a tough thing for a lot of families to discuss because there are, especially if someone's in the family home, there are a lot of memories. There's a lot of love that's been there, and it's hard for a lot of people to make the decision to leave the home and move somewhere else.
For sure, for sure. And that's why we're in business, frankly, is because at Vesta Senior Network, we're senior care consultants, and what we do is we help families figure out what their options are. You know, there are so many different options out there. Once upon a time, when my grandma had Alzheimer's disease, the only option really was a skilled nursing facility or a nursing home or an old folks home as we remember them. But now there are so many other options. It's not one size fits all anymore, so it's really difficult to figure out what is the right size.
So we help families when they're looking at all those options and understanding what each can provide. And we want to kind of break that down to what's appropriate for their person. Their loved one will have specific care needs, unique personal interests, and things that are important about them that we try to understand and get a really good grasp on what's going to work for them. Then we look at all the options that we know and trust. We have spent quite a bit of time vetting, touring, interviewing at these different assisted living communities to kind of understand what they're really good at and then do kind of a matchmaking process.
Yeah. I think, what makes you a local expert? What do you, is it because of all that time and care you put in, as you said, to vetting these places and seeing them? Is that what makes you a true expert? Is it the amount of people that you've had living in these spaces?
All of that, all that, Tiffany, really. We're in our 4th year in business, and we did spend quite a bit of time in the beginning. We had a great plan. You know, we were going to spend the first 6 months learning all these facilities, and then we got clients. You know, so now we were doing all of it at the same time, and which is a great problem to have. But we have spent quite a bit of time, and we actually go in and tour with our clients, and it's much like a real estate model. And we don't just hand anyone a list. You know, the internet is a resource, there are guidebooks out there, but we put the real personal touch and the real hand-holding to the whole situation.
By touring with our families, we're there with them, helping them with what questions should we be asking, and helping them with remembering what we've seen, because they don't always remember which was the one with the super sunny kitchen that I loved, things like that.
It can be an emotional experience too, I imagine, for people.
And it's a lot in a short amount of time for most people. This is kind of a crisis situation at times.
Well, and I think what you're talking about so much sounds like, you know, when you have a teenager and you're finding the right college for them, the right match, because one assisted living facility or one situation or place might be perfect for one person or in their family, but not for the other, and they both can be very good. But it's that matchmaking that I think is so fascinating, and I wonder how the process works for you guys. Is it usually that you're talking with seniors who are in the crisis mode you mentioned, or is it very often children who are like, oh, Mom and Dad, I need to know what's out there?
It's all of us is who it is. We thought that the seniors themselves would be our clients, but we always joke, no one shows up with their bags packed at an assisted living facility knocking on the door saying, can I come in? And the truth of the matter...
It's a sad reality.
It is.
It is. But when we're working with those adult children and we find the right match, a lot of times it takes a week or two, but after that, the routine of everything and having all those friends and staff around you, we see our seniors do so much better.
They wish they had done it sooner. And the truth of the matter is that 70% of people 65 and older will need long-term care at some point in their life. But at the point they need it is usually, they're much older than 65, they're 85 and older. And usually this is happening in a crisis. So a decision has to be made fast. You know, so many people are 1 foot on the banana peel away from something tragic happening and changing the course.
In their own home.
In their own home. So it's usually a crisis situation when people need help.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know what to ask, as you said. They don't know what questions to ask. They don't know what to be looking for sometimes. They just know they want it to be safe They
Right.
want it to be good. So what's your one piece of advice that you really give to people if you could say, hey, this is what you really need to do?
Ask an expert.
Yeah.
Ask the
So often, like if you're going to purchase a home, you'll use a realtor because it's a huge decision. If you're going to look at your investments, you go to a financial planner because it's again like, wow, I better do this right.
We use lawyers. We use,
Yeah.
so many experts in so many different fields. This is a very big life decision, and like we said, you're usually having to make a decision really quickly.
Yes.
So ask an expert because we've already done the work.
See, I like that you've done the homework for. We ran out of time, but quickly, why do you guys do what you do? Why do you care
Because
about this?
people need help. People need help. I mean, if you know one assisted living facility, you know one assisted living facility. And frankly, we've been through it. My grandma died of Alzheimer's, and
It's an
Jimmy's-
overwhelming situation anytime you have someone in medical needs.
And I feel so bad we ran out of time. It was so fascinating. We want to be sure to mention the movie I'll Be
Yeah.
Me by Glen Campbell. He had that amazing farewell tour, not just in the U.S., but Australia and Europe. A lot of people know him as the Rhinestone Cowboy.
Yeah.
I would think this movie's phenomenal.
Yes. So Saturday at the Rosebud Cinema in Wauwatosa, we are offering a free showing of I'll Be Me. It's at 10 a.m. We want as many people to come as possible. It is free, but we need
do have to
RSVPs at www.vestaseniornetwork.com.
Perfect.
Okay.
And there's the phone number on your screen as well, 414-750-6767. That's the number you can also contact Vesta at. It's 414, I'll say it again, 750-6767 or VestaSeniorNetwork.com. Thanks so much for being here, ladies.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank
You guys
you.
are like angels in
Yeah.
that process. I think it's awesome what you do. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.